So the Trojans are having a period of superiority. They're at the Greek wall, so the Greeks have set up a wall, a makeshift wall, obviously not as developed as the Trojan walls around the city, but makeshift walls, as well as a ditch around their ships at the beach. At Hector's urging, the Trojans attack the trench and wall, and Sarpedon makes the first breach in the wall, and Hector smashes the gate of the wall with a large stone. In this scene, I want to highlight something I've mentioned before, this notion that comes up frequently in Homer of the greatness of the ancestors. So, and let's say contrast that with what we'll definitely see in more modern works, where there might be referred to, let's say the Henry V's predecessors are referred to, but in no sense, I think, can we say that seriously the play depicts to us a sense that Henry V's ancestors are superior in kind to the warriors that are fighting in the Battle of Agincourt. That's quite distinct here from Homer, where as great as Achilles is, whereas as great as Odysseus is from the perspective of Homer's listeners, who again, remember, are hundreds of years, generations separated from this heroic age that's depicted in the Iliad. As great as those heroes were, Homer insists that the generations that preceded them were even greater. And so in this sequence, the narrator stresses the physical prowess of the heroes of Troy and their predecessors to modern men. So the people that are listening in Homer's day. So he depicts Hector easily lifting this huge boulder that two men today could not budge. So that's in book 12. And then similarly in book 5, Diomedes does the same thing, hurls this huge boulder, and it has the same narrative comment that two people couldn't budge this boulder today, and he threw it like it was a toy. And then in book 20, and the lines are there, the same incident is described with Aeneas throwing a boulder. So again, this is reiterated in terms of our relation, our weakness to the heroes in Troy. They can throw these boulders that two people in our day could not budge. And then remember the words of Nestor early on in book 1, saying that, you know, those great heroes were nothing compared to the heroes of his own of his prime. So let's say a generation earlier, Theseus, and those who are much even greater than Achilles and others. So what's at stake there is this sense that the ways of the ancestors are greater than anything we can come up with. So there's no use trying to become innovative or scientific or try to quote unquote progress and come up with a better way to organize ourselves socially, to relate to one another. The ancestors were greater than us physically, morally, and we would do best to follow what was set down by them. Again, this is opposed to a generally modern point of departure that sees us as either greater than the ancestors because we've progressed in terms of what we know and the moral horizons, even we're morally progressed, or that maybe we're no different morally or in terms of our knowledge, but we've been able to stand on their shoulders and accumulate more knowledge over time.